Hey guys, what's up? It's Jism Presents here, and the draft is coming up very soon, so we're going to do a mock draft. So this is going to be on what I think the draft order is going to be, and I'm going to give a little bit of reasoning for why I'm picking them for each player, but I won't go too in depth. I want this to go kind of quick. So we'll start off with the number one overall pick, and I'm actually going to take Trayvon Walker. I think he's a great athlete, and although Aiden Hutchinson has looked like one of the better players for a while, and he's had a better college season, Trayvon Walker is a bit more athletic. He's younger, and I think he will be the number one pick. At number two, we have the Detroit Lions, and I think if Aiden Hutchinson's there at two, keeping him in Michigan, I think that makes a lot of sense, and I have Aiden Hutchinson at two, another great player from Michigan. So at number three is where things get a little bit more interesting. I think they could either go with the offensive tackle or maybe even Kayvon Thibodeau or Ahmad Gardner. And I actually am going to take Sauce Gardner here at three. At four, I think the Jets, they need to really just build around their young team that they have right now. They could definitely get Deebo Samuel. They could trade this pick, so it's not totally known whether or not they're going to have this pick, but I think if Kayvon Thibodeau is still there, I think he'll get picked at number four. And at number five for the Giants, I think my favorite team, I'd be very, very happy if Ikem Ekwonu is still here, so I'm going to give them an offensive tackle. They really need a lineman, and have them taking Ekwonu at five. So at number six is the Carolina Panthers, and although they do need a quarterback, I think it's a bit too early, or maybe even trading down for another quarterback, but with this early on, I don't see them taking a quarterback. I'm going to give them an offensive tackle, Evan Neal. So at number seven for the Giants, for their second pick in the draft, took Ikem Ekwonu earlier, and for this pick, I'm going to not pick two tackles, although the Giants could definitely, as they really need offensive line help. I'm actually going to take them. I'll have them take the edge out of Florida State, Jermaine Johnson. The Giants also need a lot of help on defense. They need help a lot of places, and I think Jermaine Johnson and Ikem Ekwonu is a good start. So for the Atlanta Falcons at number eight, I could see them taking a receiver, as Calvin Ridley won't be there next year, and right now they don't really have any other great receivers. Russell Gage left, so for this, I'm going to have them take a receiver, and this one will be out of Ohio State, Garrett Wilson. I think he's the best receiver in the draft, and who will go at number eight. So number 10 is the Jets, and they are also in an interesting position. As you see earlier on, I took Kayvon Thibodeau, so they have the defender they have set, and I think they could always use another O-lineman, and I'm going to have them take Charles Cross out of Mississippi State to really just protect and keep the future bright for the Jets, and help protect Zach Wilson. So at number 11 are the Washington Commanders. And I think if Jameson Williams is still there, they're going to take him. Another great receiver. I think he's the second best receiver besides Garrett Wilson in the draft from Alabama. I think he'll really help out alongside Terry McLaurin and some of the other receivers there. I think he'll really help out the Commanders. So at number 12 is the Minnesota Vikings, and they can go a bunch of different options here, but I really don't see them not taking Kyle Hamilton. They really badly need some help in the secondary, and Kyle Hamilton's really all-around player. Harrison Smith is getting old, and he can be the replacement when he's gone. So Kyle Hamilton at 12 to the Vikings. So at number 13, we have the Texans again. And earlier, they took Ahmad Gardner. So they have the cornerback already taken, and I think they obviously have a lot of needs. But I can definitely see them going with an O-lineman for the next pick, Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa. I think that makes a lot of sense. He's a great player, and I think with taking a defender first pick, offensive lineman second pick, can really help out and keep their future bright in Houston. So number 14, we have the Baltimore Ravens. I think them taking Jordan Davis is just a great pick for them. I think he fits in very well. They've been needing D-line for a while. They have some players there right now that are pretty good, but they're getting older, and Jordan Davis is a freakish athlete, and I think he'll be very good. And I have him going at 14 to the Ravens. So at 15, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, their first of really many picks in this draft, although they did trade one to the Saints. But the Eagles have 2 picks around here. With the first one, they could go multiple different ways. But for the first one, I'm going to have them take receiver out of USC, Drake London. He's a pretty tall receiver. He's not my one of my favorite receivers in the class, but I still think he's a very good player, and I think he's going at 15 to the Eagles. So number 16 to the Saints. This is a spot where we could see a quarterback go, I think. But instead, I think their receiver need is a bit more urgent right now. And the quarterback, there's a strong QB class next year. I think they could take one then. So this year I have them going with the receiver from Ohio State, Chris Olave. Number 17 is the Chargers, who look like they can be a great team this year. They may just need a couple more pieces. And I'm going to give them Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia. He's a good defensive tackle, and I think he can help with that D-line. They were not great in run defense last year, so I think he could really help out for the Chargers and make them even more of a contender than they are already. Number 18 is the Eagles for their second pick in the recent. Next up is the Eagles for their second pick recently. Their last one being Drake London. This one, we're going to stay away from receiver, but I think we're going to go Trent McDuffie out of Washington. He's a really good player, and I think he could be very good in the NFL, and I think he could even go higher to one of the other teams, but I think he's a good fit for the Eagles, and as a Giants fan, I think it could be scary. I think he could easily be one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL in the future. So for this pick with the New Orleans Saints at number 19, I think they could go a bunch of different ways, but I think they're actually going to pick a quarterback here. And if we, let's see, can we sort by quarterback? Here, quarterback. All right, so here are the top quarterbacks. I think it's really between Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, and Kenny Pickett. And I think at number 19, they have Jameis this year, so I think they probably want something that they can develop a bit more, and I think Malik Willis is kind of that guy. Kenny Pickett, maybe a better player right now, but I think Malik Willis will kind of make their future QB position a lot better than Kenny Pickett could. So we have Malik Willis at number 19. So at number 20, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I have them going with Kenny Pickett. And I think if Kenny Pickett's there for Pittsburgh, I cannot see them passing up on him. They need a quarterback very bad. And I think Kenny Pickett's the perfect pick for them out of Pittsburgh, staying home, and I think it makes a lot of sense, and have them going Kenny Pickett at number 20. So number 21 is the Patriots, and I think they could use a linebacker, and I'm actually going to have them go with Devin Lloyd of Utah. I watched a couple of his games. He's an amazing player and very athletic, and I think he could really help out the Patriots. It seems like a player that the Patriots would definitely consider, and I think he could kind of set the tone for the defense and really help out the Patriots team. So I have them going with Devin Lloyd at number 21. So number 22 for the Packers, their second pick in the draft, obviously with the Devontae Adams trade, they gained some picks. And first off, I have them going with a receiver called Treylon Burks out of Arkansas. This guy, again, is another amazing receiver, as well as all the other receivers in this class. There's definitely some other good receivers down the board, but I think Treylon Burks is one of the last top receivers that are going to be drafted in the first round, and Treylon Burks is a great player, and have him going to a team that really needs a receiver in the Green Bay Packers as Devontae Adams left, and I think he could be a great target for Aaron Rodgers, and have him going at 22 to the Packers. So I'm going to go a bit quicker now. At number 23, I have the Cardinals picking someone on defense, and that is Daxton Hill, another great safety out of Michigan. I think he's probably the second or third best safety in this class behind Kyle Hamilton, and I have him going at 23 to the Cardinals. At number 24 is the Dallas Cowboys. I think they're going to take George Karlaftis out of Purdue. They need an edge rusher, and they could really build a new core around Micah Parsons, and they obviously have a great offense. I think they need to build on the defensive side, and Karlaftis is the pick. So number 25 is the Bills. I think that they could use a cornerback, and I have them picking Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson. He really helped out their defense in college, Andrew Booth, and I think he could translate it to the field in the NFL. We'll see how he does. And I'm going at 25. So 26, we're getting to the point where a lot of these players are not particularly great, but at number 26, I have the Titans selecting Zion Johnson, offensive lineman out of Boston College, and I think the Titans, they need to just keep building around Derrick Henry, get him all the support he needs if he can stay healthy. I think that's their whole offense, and I think we've seen the dominance of him, but I think a better line could just help him even more, and I have them taking Zion Johnson. So at number 27 is the Buccaneers. They always seem to have amazing draft picks. Recently, Tristan Wirfs has been one that really paid off in the middle of the first round, and I have them taking actually another offensive lineman in Tyler Linderbaum. I think he's pretty good, and I think he could really help out and become a great star in the NFL for the Buccaneers. So number 28 is the Packers for their second pick recently, and so we see the first pick was Treylon Burks. So the receiver need is kind of filled. I think they could use an edge rusher, and for that it's going to be Boye Mafe. I think he's a great player out of Minnesota. I think he has a lot of potential, and again, not the high options are here anymore. So I don't think it's going to be a star or anything like that, but I think he's a decent player, and I think he'd really help out the Packers. And number 29 is the Kansas City Chiefs. I have them taking Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. He had a couple great catches this year, a couple one-handed snags. He has a lot of upside. I see him fitting in great for the Chiefs. With Tyreek Hill leaving, I think they need a receiver. They have Juju Smith-Schuster, but I think they need someone else, and Jahan Dotson can be that guy. So the Chiefs do have back-to-back picks. This is their second one after Jahan Dotson. I have them going on the other side of the ball. I have them going with a defender, Kaiir Elam. I think he's, again, a very good player along with all these other players, but I think he's a little bit different. I think he could definitely be one of the top corners that goes off in the draft. He could go way higher than this. I think him at 30 maybe actually be a bit low. I could see the Bills taking him. I could see maybe even the Cardinals taking him, but I have him going at 30 to the Chiefs. I think it's a good fit. And number 31 is the Super Bowl losers, the Cincinnati Bengals. They have their QB, they have their running back, they have their receiver. I think they could definitely use an O-lineman, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have them take Kenyon Green. I think it makes sense, and I think if he's available, that will clearly be the pick for them. I think that's the perfect fit, and I have them taking Kenyon Green at 31. So number 32, this was in the Matthew Stafford trade. The Detroit Lions take it from the Rams. In the Lions, we took Aiden Hutchinson earlier. So that is kind of filled. I think QB right now, I think they could maybe take a QB, but I don't see it. I think they're going to go with a different direction. I think they're going to take a good player in Nakobe Dean out of Georgia. He's really just an all-around great linebacker, and it's the last pick of the draft. You can't expect, the first round, I should say. You can't expect it to be one of the top players in the draft, but I think he definitely actually has the upside to be, and he's a great player. I have Nakobe Dean going at number 32 to the Detroit Lions. So that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. To recap, I'll just go over the rankings really quick. So I have Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, Ahmad Gardner. I'll let you guys look for yourself. I'm just going to scroll through. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be watching the draft. Hopefully some of these picks are correct. Of course, there's going to be trades, so this obviously won't be exactly perfect. But we'll see how it goes, and yeah, that's my draft. I have Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, Ahmad Gardner as my top three. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.